Tonight, we embark on a journey that fuses two different worlds into one glorious tapestry: sport and art. Sports, where X's and O's matter. And art, where all that matters is the opinion of a critic. One discipline is played by our strongest individuals. The other is played by our most emotional. Fire and ice, thunder and lightning, Yothu and Yindi. This is Blak Ball. Over the next half hour, our sporting heroes will spin humorous yarns brought to life by our comedy performers, recreating memories that weren't written for the record books, because they shouldn't be in there. Hold on to the hats, you mob. Enjoy your Blak Ball.
Welcome to Blak Ball, the TV show where some of the country's deadliest sports stars come in and spin some yarns with Kevin and I. My name is Luke Capinnery.
And I'm Kevin Carroll, and I'm sponsored by Ashley and Martin.
Coming up, Tony Armstrong will tell us about a run-in with a cricketing legend. Donnell Wallam recounts her triumphant debut for the Australian Diamonds. Nathan, the Tinga Tiger Blacklock. And we go on a Sydney to Hobart odyssey with the first all-Indigenous crew, our very own Black Pearl.
You know what we call the Black Pearl?
We've also got one of the fastest men on the planet, and he runs barefoot, I believe, Kevin. Also, the deadliest blackfella on two skates. And a pair of the safest hands in the country, Matilda Lydia Williams. Let's first kick it off with the one and only Tony Armstrong.
Little did I know that later on, that g'day was going to turn into fleecing.
Tony Armstrong, a former AFL player and two-time Logie winner.
So Marble Bar, I guess this is 2007. I'm like 18 years old, and I've just got drafted to the Adelaide Crows, so I'm over in Adelaide, and I was at that age of maturity where if you told me not to do something, well, that was what I would do. So I would go out every Saturday, and I'd managed to wrangle some of my friends.
Tomo!
Big dog, what's up?
What are you doing?
Just watching this new show, The Gruen Transfer.
Any good?
I don't think it's going to last.
Teammates from both the Adelaide Crows and from the local club that I played for, the North Adelaide Roosters. And so anyway, a Saturday night at Marble Bar, the kind of place where you walk in and if your shoes are loose, you lose one because they stick to the floor. The music's so loud you can't hear anyone, but at least the drinks are expensive. If you put that black light on, it's like a CSI scene, like everyone goes white. You got, like you see their teeth. I need like 3 polos from JJ's to wear all at once, you know. I need to pop all 3 collars so they can all be seen.
Hey, buddy, save some women for the rest of us.
We thought we were killing it. We were all skint, like none of us had much cash. So anyway, we're all sitting there. It's like coming up to my round. Gilly's walked in and we're all like, oh my God, that's Adam Gilchrist. The greatest wicketkeeper batsman of all time. He's got the RMs on, far out. I cannot wait to go and say g'day to him. Little did I know that later on, that g'day was going to turn into fleecing. We have another couple of drinks and then we see him going up to the bar. The bar wasn't quite busy enough at this point that I couldn't hear him on his way to the bar say to his friends,
I'm going to open up the bar tab, boys.
Now, I'm not proud that my mind instantly went to, well, Gilly's going to shout us for the rest of the night, isn't he? As opposed to, I might go up and introduce myself to Adam Gilchrist. But back then, I was like, oh, big wallet, heaps of cash. So I snapped into action. Up I go, sidle in behind him. Trying not to make it obvious, but I'm like trying to look through his arms and get a glimpse. Bang, there it is, 617. There's the bar tab. I've got the number. He turns around with his drinks. I'm like, yeah, Gilly, mate, I'll see you a bit later.
Hey,
G'day.
Gilly. Yeah, you well? Yeah? Good. Yeah? Good. Hey, why don't I get a couple of drinks for the boys in there, eh?
Yeah,
good
on
sounds
you,
good.
good on you,
Yeah.
Tone, yep.
I'll see you in there.
Yeah.
I'll see him in there.
See you a bit later. So they think I'm hanging out with him. Genius. Up I walk, heart rate, like, because I'm quite nervous, because I've never stolen from Adam Gilchrist before.
What do you want?
I'm like, far out, what do I...
Can I get like 4 vodka raspberries, please?
Gilly's your mate, so yeah, just on Gilly's tab. Dun, 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 dun. Time slows down.
617? 617. 617. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Time speeds back up. Yeah, no worries. Boom. You know, like celebratory music. In my mind, as soon as I decided to do it once, play on. You know, cue sort of montage of us like drinking and having a great time.
Hey, here we go.
It's something I'm equally proud of, and the more I'm talking about it now, the more proud I am, because it's ingenious.
I hate this place.
Vodka raspberries on Gilly. I hope Gilly's cool with it. I just want to give Gilly the cash back. I do feel pretty average about it, if I'm being honest. But I think it's pretty funny.
Yes, what a great story. And
You might want to hock one of them Logies to pay him back there, butter.
This is how I got my Matilda's nickname.
Lydia Williams, the longest-serving member of the Matildas.
I'd say the culture with the Matildas and being in the national team is very much like sisters. It's very much a running joke that usually my name's going to be wrong somewhere. Spelling my name is quite easy. It's Lydia. So we get to the hotel, and as we're checking in, I get my envelope with my name on it. My roommate at the time, which was Steph Catley, has grabbed it, looked at it, and has gone, Lindia! Lindia! And from then on, my name, to her especially, has been Lynn or Lindia. I don't think Steph's ever going to stop calling me Lindia.
Yeah, like any screaming noise you can think of. Like I've come across a couple of high-pitched noises, so I'm like, they're coming out of him.
Nathan the Tinga Tiger Blacklock, the first player in history to top the leading try scorer in 3 consecutive years.
The rabbit hunting with Owen Craigie. We were going to school together at McIntyre High in Inverell. We all sort of hung out together, we caught the bus together, so I've been around the boys and just always wanted to go chasing rabbits. One day, there's only me and him. All the other guys weren't about, so we were keen to go rabbiting. And what you do, you stand on the outside of the bush. And once the rabbit runs out, you got to try and hit it with a stick or a rock. And when they run out, they'll always run to another blackberry bush. And what you do is, when the rabbit runs in there, you try and spot where it is in the blackberry. So you're going to try and get a high advantage point to look around. And I hear is, this big crash in the blackberry. I'm like, oh, crap, what happened? And I jumped up and looked around and said, Owie, where are you? Oh, he's there crying, I'm in the blackberry bush.
What? Where you going? Don't leave me!
I run down to the neighbours, the guys on the property where we were rabbiting, and said, can you help?
My cousin, he's stuck in the bush. Hey, look out.
Oh, yeah, of course, 1 sec. Would you like a drink? I said, yeah. Water, then the old Cotty's cordial. Made me a peanut butter sandwich. It was a good feed, yeah.
Thanks for the food, sir.
No worries. Good luck with your friend.
Who?
Owen?
I totally forgot about Owen.
Fuck.
The next day, he was all right. A few, cuts on him from the blackberry, still pulling out thorns out of him, but he was fine. Didn't talk to me. But I told him what happened, but we both laughed about it after that, but still continued to go rabbiting the next day, so, yeah.
Well, Owen Craigie, very unlucky there. Nathan Blacklock leaving his brother boy in the blackberry bush. Not a good spot to be left.
Back at you, Owen. Back at you.
It was like a movie.
Donnell Wallum. She is the third Indigenous player to debut for Australia. A week beforehand, she was placed in the middle of what most media outlets described as a sponsorship saga, a situation that mere mortals would crumble in. But you know what they say, pressure makes diamonds, and even more pressure makes black diamonds.
The week leading up to my debut was really tough, actually. The ideal circumstance preparing for your national debut, would be like no outside noise. You're happy, you've got no criticism, you're just, confident, strong, ready to play. But I had a very different experience.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to ABC Indigenous Sports broadcast of the Australian Diamonds and the English Roses netball test up here on beautiful Awabakal country in Newcastle. My name is Luke Capinnery.
And I'm Kevin Carroll. And we have our very own Donnell Wallum, the third Indigenous player, Aboriginal player to play for Australia.
Yes.
And tonight it all comes down to this.
By the time we get out to do our court warm-up, the seats are pretty full and everyone's, making a racket. I actually remember running on and hearing the crowd roll, and I just got chills thinking, holy crap, like these guys are supporting me after the week I had. So they call both teams on court. England sing their national anthem and then Australia sings their national anthem, and we just go back to our huddles and then they'll call out the starting 7.
3, 2, 1, Diamonds!
Now here we are, the game is underway. Now this is quite a fast game, isn't it?
These women are so quick, it looks like they're running from their man at the NAIDOC ball. You heard of Cinderella? Well, we got Ginderella at the NAIDOC ball.
Yes, and they are very quick.
Here I am sitting on the bench, 1 quarter goes past, 2 quarter goes past. We go into the change rooms, come back out, and I'm still on the bench for the 3rd quarter, but my nerves start to settle here because, I've got the best seats in the house.
But Donnell needs to come on. I think they needed the diamonds at the stage.
Donnell!
Yes.
Put her on!
Hey, Kev.
Put her on!
They can't hear you, mate. We're behind a glass.
Oh.
Because the game was so close and, so up and down, I didn't really think I'd be on. I haven't played before. So, I thought I had no chance getting on during this game.
They need an injection of black power!
Donnell.
He's got a message from the coach to tell me to start warming up, and you're going to go straight on now.
Donnell, you're on.
I think she's going to be hitting the court very soon. Hold on, I see a little bit of movement down there. Yes, she's ready to come on.
Here she comes.
My defender was very quick and nimble, so she was a lot shorter than me, but she could jump really high. She was kind of mirroring every move I would make whenever the ball would come towards me. She'd try and get her hands in and smack the ball out of my hand or something. I kind of settled into the game a little bit after the first goals. Take a deep breath and relax a little bit more.
Well, she's got her first goal, Kev. The pressure might be just off a little bit, but it is a close game still.
Yeah, it came down to that last 30 seconds, I think. The score is 54 apiece. So Maddie Proud has the ball on the circle edge, and instead of me posting up near the basket, I run as far as I can away from the goal post, and she's, hesitating to give me the ball because I'm so far out, and then I think in the last second she just throws me the ball and I have no choice but to look. And my only option is to do a layup. As a kid, I always wanted to be a basketballer. I wanted to play professional basketball in WNBA or WNBL over here. It was kind of like slow motion, the ball was bouncing and bouncing. Finally drops through the net and... The crowd just erupts. I just turned up the court and screamed, and then, my teammates come running over to me and I just burst into tears. It was like a movie.
She's won it for Australia!
Black diamond she is.
Oh, my goodness!
What about that? Look at her. Standing tall as always.
Way to stick it to your critics!
A lot of people reached out, brother boys from AFL, NRL. Magda Zabansky reached out.
Is that a hologram of Magda Zabansky down there?
It was just a crazy moment that I did not think was real.
She had a bit of a hectic lead up to the game, and it was pretty stressful for her, wasn't it?
Well, there was a big story behind this, Luke.
Yes.
And if you don't know what happened, like I said to all my mob back home, just Google it. Google it.
She speaks no English. They didn't speak Russian either. And I'm there what is going on?
Harley Windsor, a pair skater and the one and only Indigenous Winter Olympian.
I've had a few issues with visas in the past and none of it has turned out great. So I was in Zagreb, Croatia. Thought it'd be a grand idea to send my passport in the mail back to Sydney. I was there with one of my friends.
So good to see you. Yeah, good, man. This is my girlfriend, Nastia.
His Russian girlfriend decided to fly over and visit him.
Sorry.
I realized that where they film Game of Thrones is in the south of Croatia. And I am a massive, massive Game of Thrones fan. So I came up with the grand idea to hire a car and we would drive 6 hours down to Dubrovnik from Zagreb and spend 3 or 4 days there. We get to about 5.5 hours into our trip and traffic starts to slow down and I'm like, okay. And we come to this sort of big boom gate thing. And as I'm getting closer, I pull up and I look up and it says, open passports to front page. And I was like, my passport? That's a bit weird. Maybe that's something else. Get a little bit closer and it says, passport control. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. I'm like, passport control for what? I said, like, you know, it's a 6-hour trip. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yep, goes straight there. And it's just, once I got there, I realized it's like this one small slither that you have to go through, and it's, you're crossing into another country.
What's doing, Adelaide? Passport.
Passport? I was shitting bricks.
You smoking yarn, in here?
The only thing that was going through my mind was, fuck. I'm going to jail. Big guns, scary border control people, no passport. I'm going to be locked up in Bosnia. I was thinking I was going to see King's Landing. Now I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up in a Bosnian prison cell. I have no passport. Jackson has no passport. And the only one that has a passport is this random Russian girl in the back.
And who's this one in the back here?
That's my girlfriend. It's my partner.
Are you his woman?
She speaks no English. They didn't speak Russian either. And I'm there like, what is going on? Look, we're just trying to pass.
Get the fuck out. You get the fuck out the car.
Why?
Get out of the car now.
Hey.
Move.
What the fuck? Okay. Please. I need to just go to Dubrovnik. I'm just a Game of Thrones fan, please.
Call him. What do you got on ya?
No, I got nothing on me.
What they say? Nothing.
What the bloody hell is this hold up? I got a video to return.
Please. I don't know what I'm meant to do.
Get back in the car. Get in the car.
All right. They were like, look, just go.
Fuck off.
Okay.
We'll go down here and shoot these cunts.
And they were like, look, just go through, go straight through, go to Dubrovnik. Holy fuck, they were some big guns.
But I've seen bigger. Very big.
We went to go to Dubrovnik. Amazing time there. It was beautiful. I didn't get arrested. I got to see Game of Thrones and live a bit of a fantasy and enjoy the beautiful view.
Kevin, have you had an experience crossing
All
the
I can
country?
say is when black fellas put their mind to it, we can achieve anything.
Yes, indeed, yes. But
High achievers.
yes, we can. That's right, Kev. We can. And Harley is... yes, Harley done exactly that, didn't he?
Just like my cousin from Adelaide. She made it all the way from Adelaide to Melbourne in an unregistered car and no windscreen. Fucking freaked me out.
Oh yeah, it was the most embarrassing thing ever.
Caleb Law, one of athletics' up-and-coming stars. Caleb enjoys rewatching the Australian classic Stone Brothers. What a great movie.
So it was in 2022. It was my first ever international, like, big race, and I was 18. And then after the race, I was like happy and blah, blah, and so then I just sculled a big bottle of water. It was like this micro water thing, and it was supposed to have like all these weird properties in it. I underestimated the walk back through like the media and like getting through all of like the zones and stuff. The reporter's like, oh, can I have an interview? I was tapping my foot like, come on, let's go. And then she like asks this one question. She's like, oh, so like, how are you liking America? Like, do you like Eugene? I just like leant over and then just let it rip. It's like projectile, like it came out way too hard. It was all black and white and it was the weirdest color of vomit I've ever seen. It got her chin, it was on her arm, on the mic, like on her feet, and it was on my shirt. She just stood there like this the whole time. It was the most embarrassing thing ever.
The whole trip, I was thinking to myself, I'll never do this shit again.
Shane Phillips, a respected community leader committed to empowering Aboriginal people with maritime skills and opportunities.
Sydney to Hobart, it was in 2017. To tell you what the Sydney to Hobart was, a bunch of loose cannons all trying to beat nature to get from Sydney into the Derwent River. This is the first time an all-Indigenous crew had done it, and we kept talking about trying to get into the Sydney to Hobart on the Tribal Warrior, but the keel on that vessel mucked up, so we had to withdraw it. We negotiated with another guy from another vessel. It was called the Southern Excellence. It was a great 70-foot vessel. The owner, he was a character. He let the crew handle everything. I reckon he liked to drink. It was a freaky cat. I remember the day when we left Sydney. They said at the starting line, because you're not an official vessel, we're going to let you go a few hundred metres outside the heads. By the time all the maxi yachts come flying out, we were in the lead for like a split second of the race.
Hey. In front, boys.
We were on our 2-hour shifts.
You gonna teach me how to drive the boat?
Go on. Up you get. There you go. There you go. Get them L plates out. There you go.
I remember as we got just off Eden, sometime early the next morning, the keel had sheared away the bolts, and we were taking water into the engine bay. 5 of those 20-litre buckets were going out with it in every hour, easy. In our watch, some of us who knew how to do that, we got stuck downstairs. So if you're down in there, you're getting smashed. You're flying around in the hull. It was making us pretty, not crook as, but it was making you as crook. Paulie, one of the blokes, I said to him, oh, I'm feeling crook. And he goes, you want one of my seasickness tablets? I took the tablet and he goes, which tablets did you take? And I said, what do you mean which tablets did you take? He said, did you take the big ones or the small ones? I said, what are you talking about? What do you mean? He says, no, that's my thyroid tablets are there too. Generators dropped off. We had to eat frozen food. Ate this frozen lasagna and it was disgusting. Where I was staying, it was right near where the toilet was. It was a pretty awkward spot. The last thing you want to do is see someone on the toilet having a crap while you're just getting up. Oh, mate, this is freaky.
Bit of privacy, please.
It was a different sort of Sydney to Hobart, I'm sure, than other boats. I'm struggling here.
Down there. Too many sharks down there.
We had a day when I felt like a full day when there was completely no wind. Sitting there in all our wet weather gear, sweating our rings out, and I felt isolated. I'm thinking, what did we do this for? Everyone was saying the same thing. This is about 3 o'clock in the morning. The spinnaker's filled up. It's torn off. Pulling that spinnaker out, everyone had to get in and get up there to do it. But to get that up and to make sure that all of those sails and all those ropes are not tangled up is an art. These amazing dolphins come swimming in this phosphorus. It was amazing. They just turned up on one side and we said, look here, and then they turned up on the other and the numbers just kept growing. And the way that they were doing these loops, and it was like they were greeting us as we were coming into their country there.
Hey! There's more.
Hey, look!
Instagram would love this.
When we come into Organ Rocks, we can smell this big whiff of gum leaves.
Gum leaves?
We'd already arranged to meet the Tassie mob down there, give them the flag that we brought down, and they were going to welcome us in. And the Sydney to Hobart never saw that before. As we crossed the line, one of the boys is playing the yidaki, and we get in, bring the boat in, and did this handing over ceremony. It was amazing. We got pizza and a six-pack each, and we was all sleeping by probably within the next hour and a half. Man, what a freaky trip. What a freaky trip.
Well, Kevin, what about that story? The first crew to sail from Sydney to Hobart, Shane Phillips and the mob, they saw some fantastic and smelt some amazing things on the way down to Hobart.
I never forgot the first time they rolled into Hobart. They got off the boat and they said, Terra Nullius.
Well, you mob, that's all we've got time for today. Make sure you tune in next time.
I'm Kevin Carroll.
I'm Luke Capinnery.
And this is Blak Balls. Ball. Comedy, comedy.
Thanks for joining us on Blak Ball. Be sure and tune in next time. For extended stories and extra content, head over to ABC Indigenous socials.